Hello, my name is Paul Priestley. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Paul Priestley Art, the home of great art tutorials, especially for beginners. Today, we're going to be looking at how to draw a face from the front in proportion reasonably accurately. It's the second in my series. So, don't hang about, grab your pencil and let's get started. Come on! We're starting with a 4B pencil and the three cards I used in the last video. You can see here 1 equals the width of the eye, the length of the nose and half the length of the face. Look at my previous video if you want to see how this works. Now we start with a cross. As you can see here, horizontal line. I'm now using my eye measurement one to create the two eyes. Remember, the gap between the eye is equal to the width of one eye. Now I'm just drawing very simple oval shapes. We can vary the shape of the eye, obviously, because everybody's eyes are shaped slightly differently, but they are basically oval shapes. So if you can get an oval shape rather than a circle, it should work okay. Put 2 half circles in the middle to represent the iris, and then we're going to draw the pupil by drawing in a little circle, shading it in, but only completing about 2/3 of it. We're going to shade then the iris, but leave a little white spot because that makes the eye look alive, and that's what we want to do. You see how it's working. So just go around this eye and do this one too. You see, it's all very simple if you take it stage by stage. Now we need to draw in the eyebrows, the eyelids as well. So we just go a little line above like that and a little line below again where the eyelashes would be. Now you see this one here takes the width of my pupils, between the pupils, equals the length of the nose, you see, so I can use that to measure it. To draw the bottom of the nose, draw a circle and then draw the 2 vertical lines down for the bridge of the nose, and here we're going up and over the eyebrows. You see how it's beginning to slot in together. Okay, now we draw 2 half circles then either side of that circle, and if you notice then we go inside that, go up, round and down the side of that circle to form the nostrils. You see the idea? Again, if you want more details on how to draw a nose, check out my video. There we go. You see, turn the new nostrils in and we've got a really nice looking nose. Now you'll notice the eyebrows. All I'm going to do is just shade in the shapes. Everybody has different types of eyebrows, particularly girls these days, so you just got to draw the shape, but they will follow basically that line. I'm putting in a little shading here just to make it look a little bit more three-dimensional. I'm not doing this shading in any great detail. If you want to see how to do it properly, check out one of my videos. You'll see a link at the top of the screen. Okay, we've used that card again because the length of the nose equals the same distance from the end of the nose to the chin, which is surprising, but it's true. Now we're drawing the mouth, just subtle shapes for the mouth, right? Don't try to make the mouth too curved, particularly if you're drawing a man's face. The width of the mouth is equal to the gap between the eyes. You noticed I used the card just to check there. Okay, and we can then work on from there. Okay, now when we draw the mouth, you see here I'm just drawing the subtle shapes now around the lips. You can see as we're doing here. Now looking at the lips now, they look quite flat, but if I shade the top lip, because the top lip is often in shadow, makes the lips look so much more three-dimensional. Do you see how it works? It's looking good. A little bit of shadow underneath the nose there, right, just to suggest that, and just a touch on the lip. A little bit of shadow just underneath the bottom lip. Little curve here, we've all got that. It gets more prominent as you get older, and just draw the chin in. So once we've done that, now we need to draw the side of the face. Now don't draw this line too close to the eyes, at least 2/3 of the width of the eye from the edge there. You'll notice we come down out of the cheekbone in a little bit round the jaw. You can check the measurements. You can see here it's equal both sides. As long as it's more or less symmetrical, it should be okay. You'll find that very few faces are totally symmetrical, but more or less near enough. So here we go, round the curves there, and we've got the face. Now, this card gives me exactly half the face, so that is where the top of the head is. This is the mistake that vast majority of people make. They don't leave enough room for the top of the head. Remember, you've got a brain, and you've got to put it somewhere. It needs plenty of space, particularly if you've got a good-sized brain. You see? Now, it will look very strange, but you will find that the top of the head is right when we get the hair on. So don't be tempted to make the top of the head smaller. Now the ears, as I mentioned before in the first video, these ears are equal to the top of the eyes, bottom of the nose. You see, I'm just sketching them in here. Okay, we can just see the size of the ears. Do the same then on the other side. Make sure they're level. We don't want one ear halfway up the head and the other one halfway down. It's not going to look good. So we've checked the ears. There we go. Sketching the other one. And we can just go over those shapes there if you want to. You can just repeat them. And we'll put a little bit of shading on the ears as well, just to push them back a little bit. Do you see? Just a little bit of shading on there. Just pushes them back that little bit further. You see the idea? Okay, now we're going to just suggest hair. We'll make this into short hair, maybe a short man's hair. I'm not going to draw the hair in any detail. I'll cover drawing hair in a later video. But we're just simply drawing the shape of the hair. Now you'll notice the top of the hair is above the head, so it's actually bigger than the skull. You can see as I'm drawing around it here. But once I've shaded the hair in, you'll then see that the head looks as though it's in proportion. The top of the head no longer looks too big. You see the idea? So it's really important that you get the top of the head large enough and use the card to measure it initially. You won't need the cards in future, you can just draw it. But to start with, using those cards is a good idea to get the proportions right. You can see now the head is looking as though it's in proportion. I'm going to add a little bit of shading just down the sides here. Okay, just underneath the eye. We'll imagine lights coming from one side. Now you'll notice I'm leaving a white patch round about where the cheekbone is. Do you see that? I'm leaving that white patch there. It's a good idea to do that. A little bit of shading just underneath the chin there. So just that little white patch because it catches the light. A little bit down the side here and possibly just a touch down that side as well. We're not too worried about doing the shading. I've got videos on how to shade a face which you can look at, but this is just done to suggest a little bit more 3 dimensions. Now we're going to do the neck. The neck, don't make the neck too narrow. If you imagine just slight angle down from the lips, that's where the neck's going to be. So many people make the neck too narrow, and obviously then the shoulders, I'm not drawing the shoulders in here, but the shoulders are going to be much wider than the head. Don't make the shoulders the same size as the head if you're drawing a real person. It's all right in cartoons, but not in real people. Right, I hope you've followed this okay, and I hope you've done a really good drawing. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching. I hope you've really enjoyed the video and you've learnt something about how to draw a face. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, then please do so. That would be much appreciated, but don't forget to click the little bell as well. That's most important. If you want to support the making of these videos, then please check out my Patreon channel where you'll find lots of interesting ideas and rewards in return for your patronage. That will be wonderful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next face video. Goodbye!